Well, that's right. It's the best machine the BBC have. And it's the most reliable but expensive and sophisticated machinery in the technological world. Bollocks!
In Asgard.
You, I think, will love them. They got a great sense of humor.
Really?
No.
Figured out how to fly this thing yet?
Oh yeah, fly, shimmy, spin like a top. You didn't think it'd be hard, did you?
It just proves my confidence in you wasn't misplaced.
So far, we can't get the ship to respond to anything but the most basic commands.
That doesn't do us much good.
Really? Look, all the more sophisticated systems like navigation respond to Wraith neural interface in much the same way that the puddle jumpers can only be controlled by people with the ATA genes.
So we still need a Wraith to fly it.
I'm working on a manual override. Just haven't had much luck yet.
What about Kayla? Kayla's got the Wraith gene thing. Maybe she can fly it.
It's worth a try, but that's not the only problem. At least half of the ship's power generating capacity is gone. So even if I had access to spare parts, which I don't, I doubt I could fix it. Now, if we're gonna fly this thing and hope for weapons, we need to cut back on our current power consumption.
Meaning what?
Meaning the 200 prisoners we've got in stasis? We can't keep them in there forever.
Are you my executioner?
I wish.
I'm just glad he's not going to remember this.
All right. This is weird.
What? Just a bunch of guys.
I know what they really are.
Keep that to yourself and try to ignore me.
Colonel Shepard, I need to speak with you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my name is Lathan. At least that's what I've been told.
Okay.
Many of us have questions, Colonel, like how long we're going to be kept here.
Well, that's up to Dr. Beckett.
He said he doesn't know.
Which means he doesn't know the exact date. Sorry, this is a medical situation, and he has medical reasons. A few people are under quarantine.
Why only the men?
Your women are immune to the strain, so are most of my people. We've been over this a few times.
I know,
Well, until Dr. Beckett can clear you, there's nothing I can do. How's it coming?
I'm going to need more time.
Better off conducting this research back on Atlantis.
And what? Just leave them here.
That was the plan. You remember that, Carson?
But they're not ready yet.
You were supposed to teach them to administer the drug themselves.
I have trained several to act as my assistants.
Good, then there should be no problem.
Colonel, there's more here to what I'm doing than just sticking needles in their arms. For one, I have to make sure there's no signs of reversion.
This planet has no gate. They've got no way off. Whatever happens, we're covered.
That's not what I meant.
Have any of them started to remember?
I don't think so. The drug seems to keep them stable as long as they get a daily dose.
You don't have the manpower or the resources to babysit them forever.
Are you telling me if I can't come up with a permanent solution, that eventually we'll have to abandon them?
Eventually.
Then what?
They'll turn back into the Wraith. And without any other food supply, we'll start feeding on each other.
Well, I'm not ready to give up just yet. And like it or not, for the moment, they are human. And they're my responsibility. Take the ship back. I'll stay until the first resupply mission.
It won't be for another week at least. Gotta bring back enough food to last them until they can harvest their own.
I'll be perfectly safe.
You're leaving a security team with you.
What did he say? Nothing. He won't tell us anything. He's hiding something.
Like what?
I only know that something's not right. Everything they've told us about our homeworld, the plague, How they rescued us? I don't remember a single part.
Because memory loss is one of the symptoms.
How do you know that's true? We don't know them. We don't even know ourselves.
They're helping us.
By keeping us trapped here with barely enough food, and no idea when or if we'll ever be allowed to leave? I say that's not good enough.
What are you suggesting?
They only have a handful of soldiers. We outnumber them 10 to 1.
And then what?
They have some sort of ship. It's how we got here. If we have hostages...
What if they're telling the truth? And we are really carrying some kind of deadly plague? And even if we somehow survive and get away, all we'll be doing is spreading this disease wherever we go. Do you really want to risk that?
If we don't act before that ship leaves, we'll be stranded on this rock forever.
Michael's right, Lathan. It's too risky.
Colonel Caldwell?
Mr. Woolsey.
Mind if I join you?
Of course. How you settling in?
I'm not sure about this uniform.
You'd stand out more in a suit and tie.
Believe me, I've done enough of these investigations to realize that no amount of camouflage is going to disguise who I am or what I'm doing here.
You expecting something less than full cooperation?
We're just having a conversation.
As commander of the Daedalus, I have standing orders to help out around here whenever possible, but I'm not a member of this expedition. I don't answer to the IOA, and unless otherwise directed by my superiors, I don't have to answer your questions.
The only reason that you're not the military commander of Atlantis is that Dr. Weir insisted that post go to Colonel Shepard. If she were to leave, you would be the most likely candidate to take over.
That's not why you're here. The IOA doesn't really want militarization. They're just afraid they may have no other choice.
I think you've already spoken to Dr. Weir.
No. I've just been around long enough to know what's going on.
Sounds like you're saying you won't come out against Dr. Weir only because you're not confident of the outcome.
What I'm saying, Mr. Woolsey, is have a pleasant evening.
You guys head back to the ship. Okay, Doc. Last chance. We're packed up and ready to roll.
Colonel, we've got a problem. Lathan's missing. He didn't turn up for his last treatment and nobody's seen him, have they?
No. But...
But what?
It's all right, Michael. Tell him what you told me.
Lathan's convinced this whole thing is some kind of elaborate lie. I tried to tell him you were doing your best to help us, that maybe the sickness was playing with his mind, but he wouldn't listen.
You're saying he's not lost, he's hiding.
It's possible.
Colonel, I think it's best if we find him as soon as possible before any symptoms of the plague reoccur.
Okay, let's get a search party going.
We'd like to help. He is one of us.
Anything?
Nothing.
Morrison, report.
We're just coming up on the river. Still no sign of him, sir.
All right, keep me posted.
Michael!
Lathan! What are you doing out here?
I'm proving a point.
You missed the treatment.
I know, but I'm starting to remember. It's just flashes, images in my head. But something's definitely coming back to me. Don't you see what this means? They're not curing us. They're keeping us this way. We must make our move, and quickly.
I'm sorry, but you should have stayed at the camp.